Let's get more on this. We're now joined by our correspondent, Chris Ochemringa in Kinshasa. Chris, welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us here on Africa Live. Chris, what has been the reaction to this announcement across the DRC?
So, Richard, there are mixed reactions about this deal by the DRC and Rwanda about restoring peace in eastern DRC. For many of the people who have been displaced by this conflict in North Kivu and South Kivu province, all they want is a return to peace. And they do not care how it will happen. They just want to go back to their homes and continue their ordinary lives. But there's another group of Congolese, very many of them, who are very disappointed about this agreement between the government and Rwanda. And that's because many of these people have held this view that Rwanda has long held plans to kind of conquer the DRC, the east of the DRC, North Kivu and South Kivu, and cut off those areas as part of its own country. They're saying, they have been saying that Rwanda is a small country, it faces a growing population, and they need to put some of these people there. So they have been against any kind of talks between their government and the Rwandan government right from the outset. And so they're quite disappointed. They don't believe that this peace deal will really lead to restoration of peace in the DRC and improve relations between the two countries, as Angola has really been pushing on for this for quite some time. Richard?
All right, Chris, picking up on what you said, assuming things go according to plan, what is the expected and immediate impact of the deal on civilians in the affected regions?
So ultimately, this deal is supposed to lead to a ceasefire. I mean, to an end of the fighting between the M23 rebels and the government forces, the FARDC. That will enable the civilians who have been displaced. We're told there are about 7.3 million people displaced in the east of the DRC. They'll be able to go back to their homes and continue their usual lives, taking their children to school. But there's something about this deal. You see, the DRC government, under this mediation by Angola, is supposed to fight a group known as the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda. This is a group that's composed of ethnic Hutus who were involved in the Rwandan genocide of 1994, and in return, the Rwandan government army is supposed to withdraw from eastern DRC. And so we are waiting to see whether these two, both sides will really adhere to this deal that has been signed. Angola is supposed to monitor it. But the fear is that there are very many militia groups in eastern DRC who are against it. And earlier this year, I spoke to some people in eastern DRC who were saying these militia groups are determined to fight regardless of what the government agrees with neighboring Rwanda. So we are still waiting. It's still early to determine whether this will have a real impact in getting lasting peace in eastern DRC. Richard?